Namaste, welcome to the Authentic Yoga Tradition series, an introductory series. I've been learning from the Himalayan master for many years. The entire goal can be categorized into three categories: helping people to manage their pain, achieve well-being, and discover inner peace, happiness, love, and the wisdom. Authentic Yoga Tradition series, this is episode 3. What constitutes yoga practices? Authentic versus modern overview. So in the previous episodes, we have covered what exactly is modern and authentic understanding of yoga. What exactly is the subject, the purpose, and the results that has been explained by thousands of masters in the 6,000 years old history of yoga. And in the first episode, we covered about the awareness about yoga and the world and how yoga can help you to become highly professional or awaken to your real self. In episode 2, we covered how do we understand yoga, and both are available on YouTube. What constitutes yoga practices? Modern class, session, workshop. Don't you think that it is 90% physical, 5% breathing, 2% relaxation, plus meditation, or maybe we can pick up a mantra? And what is the authentic perspective? It is only 2% physical. Even the neuroscience is saying that the mind over matter can fire the brain to rewire it. There is no mention by any master who ever said that physical is yoga. There is no definition, attributes to that. So what we do in a modern setting, we start working on the styles. Why not only yoga? Why not it should be oriented, focused on what is important for the students to do. And in all the styles, we see different variations in the postures. So the goal of modern style of yoga, where we focus 99% outside and 1% inside. Group in the number of practices, just look at it. We have more than 52 different groups of practices in yoga. But the moment we hear the word yoga in modern time, it is always focused around the physical postures, core strength, alignment. They are the physical culture. They are the part of the physical exercise system. So where the philosophy and the principle of physical practices of yoga comes. However, there are common terms that we use. They come under one group: asana, pranayama, mantra, pratyahara, relaxation, meditation, yama, niyama. But do we know there are 8.4 million postures? How many postures one can do in one's lifetime? So there, one master says that based on your temperament and based on your level of evolution, based on your level of unconsciousness and the challenges, the person who is totally involved, who is living like an animal life, you can start with 84 postures. But the same master says, you are aware, you make a conscious choice, 32 postures will do everything. But you are still highly aware, you are contemplative, not 32, only 16 postures will do. So based on the temperament, the inner state of your consciousness, you choose the number of postures according to the authentic yoga tradition, not according to what teacher teaches you. Teacher may be expert in 200 postures, but you are not required to do it. And then comes pranayama. For example, there are 135 practices of pranayama. One should choose the best, which that fits to the students in a group. And we need to be aware that there are hatha yoga mudras and there are hand gestures. The goal is one: self-discovery, knowing your true nature. So what happens in authentic yoga? First, you learn the principles. We open up the session with a particular principle that helps your entire life, that relates to answering the questions: who am I, what is this universe, what is the existence, and how to treat the path to awaken myself. Followed by, you contemplate on the principle that leads to conviction, that follows the regular practice with wisdom, that only leads to awakening. Authentic yoga tradition, normally if you analyze and read more than 3,000 texts, in every text, first few verses or first chapter is related to talking about the principles, relating to the problems and challenges of the individual and the group. The reason being, the yoga is purely a subjective science. It aims at discovery of our subjective reality, the true nature. And the principles of the modern science aims at the discovery of the objective reality. And that is why we need to understand those principles. We cannot take it for granted. Then we translate those principles to groups of the practices to be included in a particular session. And that leads to physical, mental, and emotional well-being. But again, the intention remains the same: to discover one's true nature. Most important, that is what I was just talking, the subjective reality, inner peace, happiness, and wisdom. The student is the most important, not the mechanical programs and the practices. Yes, we can have a manual of, say, for example, any program and practices, but still, our focus should be how to help the students treading the path of yoga to discover the subjective reality. And it works, it progresses from learning and engagement to educating the mind and emotions, empowering your life, evolving and transforming. That is how the Buddha evolved. Buddha had 27 masters. It was the last master, Alar Kalam, who saw Buddha, who was reduced to skeleton by overdoing the Hatha Yoga postures, fasting, and a penance. And the last master realized that, all these practices are not required for a Buddha. And there, the mindfulness, which is very popular, has been understood and discovered. We have been presenting an introductory series on authentic yoga tradition. We covered awareness about yoga and the opportunities. How do you understand the history of yoga tradition? What constitutes yoga practices, authentic versus modern overview I just covered. We'll cover in the 4th episode what tradition means in yoga tradition and the other episodes. So keep watching. But you can download the free relaxation and mindfulness practice from my website. You can write for online, in-person training and education at Wat Shanti Meditation, that is a higher mindfulness practice, on YouTube. And you can join that program free of cost every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.